What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to talk about all my systems. This is going to be like a recap of all the stuff that I have currently. So I have good news and I have bad news. First of all, I want to thank every single one that has watched my videos and have subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate it so much. I never thought that people would like my stuff. It tells me that I should keep going and I should improve and make things better for all of you guys. So thank you so much. All right, so a few things that I want to talk about is all my setup. Currently, I have 3 tanks running. They are right here, my main display. I have my frag tank right down beside me. You can see that's the mantis shrimp tank. One of those tanks is going out. Why? Because I have another one. On the preview, I already show you like a small glimpse of the new tank. So it's a Red Sea Reefer 350. All right, so you already saw the preview at the beginning of the video of the new tank. It's a Red Sea Reefer 350. The whole setup was a gift. I want to thank Carlos Del Santo for that gift. So with that, it comes a lot of things behind the build. I cannot keep that many tanks in my house. My wife will kill me if I add an extra tank besides the ones that I already have. So one has to go. Unfortunately, the one that I decided to kill was the frag tank. So it's a very unfortunate thing to get rid of, because with that tank, I started this YouTube channel. But I know the Red Sea, it's going to be, it is a better tank. Like I said before in the past, I want to focus myself in doing better aquascaping, better coral husbandry. So with that tank, I know I can provide all those things. I want to go into all the different systems that I have currently, show you what I have. I want to show you how the mantis shrimp tank is doing. It's doing very, very great. I want to, like right now, before we start, I just want to say everything is a mess, because with the new tank here, I have to move things in and out, so I haven't had time for instance, the main display it looks like a frag tank now. It's packed of coral, because I moved most of the coral from the frag tank to the main display, so that thing is full of coral. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Also, hopefully the frag tank will go to a better home. Good things about that is, of course, I get a Red Sea tank with all this fancy equipment. Bad thing about it is that frag tank, I designed it myself in order to house all my fragging equipment. And there I have fragging tools, I have chemicals, I have some fish food, I have a bunch of stuff. And I designed that tank in order to hold all that stuff. Without that tank, the next one is going to be the mantis shrimp. It has a space, but it doesn't have that much space as the frag tank. All right, guys, let's jump into all my systems and let me show you how everything is doing as of right now. Thank you. All right, we are going to start with the mantis shrimp tank. This is the first time that I show you guys the final result of the mantis shrimp Waterbox Peninsula Mini 25. It's kind of established now. It has all the macroalgae over there, the rocks, the aquascape, and already has some coral growing into it. All this coral came from the frag tank. I just moved things around here and there. I really like how the neon green GSP is coming out. You can see the mantis shrimp right there. He's a lot of fun. It's been a little bit difficult to feed him. He takes frozen food, but not that often. Most of the time he has live food, crabs, shrimp. So it's been a little bit difficult. As you can see, I fed him this morning a piece of frozen shrimp, and he didn't like it. So I have to go and buy him some live shrimp. So that's how the tank is looking right now. It has a little bit of algae growing It's not like super clean, but this tank is like, I made it to be minimum maintenance. All the nutrients are being taken by the microalgae. All right, so that's the mantis shrimp tank right there. The light is doing really great. And on the future, I'm going to put more corals. Maybe I was thinking on doing some rock flower anemones. Those will look really cool and will fill the aquascape with a lot of color. All right, so next is the frag tank. All right, so the frag tank, pretty dirty. I already took most of the coral out. Haven't done maintenance on it in a minute now. Because it's no point. It's going out. The decision has been made. What I was talking about in the intro was that I designed this tank to hold all my goodies. You see right here, test kits, fragging equipment, all the stuff that you need to work in a frag tank, right? And it's a lot of stuff. So with the Red Sea doesn't have that space. That's one issue. The mantis shrimp tank, it does have a lot of space, so I have to get rid of some stuff, and I have to keep the most important things in there. So I will make it work somehow. So that's the frag tank. It's a custom tank, 40-gallon breeder and tap. And let me show you the sump. So that's the sump. It's a 20-gallon. It's a very simple setup. I have a protein skimmer, as you can see. I'm dosing kalkwasser. I have the two dosing pumps. One is for the kalkwasser, another one is for alkalinity. And I have a Vectra M1. The power head is an ice cap, 2000 I believe. Oh, and also I have a carbon reactor in there. So that's it. That's all that tank is running with. I have a lot of stuff in there. All the stuff has to be moved. All right, and finally is my main display. So as you can see, it's pack of coral, man. I have more coral than I would ever imagine to have. The sand bed is full of coral, and it's because I already moved most of the stuff from there to here. All the gorgonias are here, as you can see right there. The sand bed is full of shrooms, zoanthus. So everything is doing good. Quick thing that I want to tell you guys is that not too long ago, I will say almost a week ago, I had an accident. Currently, I have 2 sea cucumbers in here. I used to have 3. So one of them decided to crawl into the power head. It got into the glass, moved into the power head, and the power head blended, destroyed the cucumber. My wife calls me around 9 in the morning saying that my tank is making weird sounds like an airplane, and I'm like, what? So I thought to myself, okay, maybe it's one of the ATO. The ATO was giving me problem before, or maybe the kalkwasser motor. I don't know. So I disconnected that through the apex, right? And she's like, okay, that's doesn't make the sound anymore. And I was like, okay, whatever. Come home that day, like around 3:30, and I noticed my fish are hiding. Like they're not swimming, like as you can see right here. Everyone is hiding. The copper band was like on that area right here. I noticed it was like gasping, and I was like, what? And then I started I'm like, okay, something is going on. So I'm started like looking around, like what can be causing this, right? And then I looked to the power head, and I noticed something floating. It looked like a piece of shrimp, a big shrimp, like hanging in there. And I was like, what is this? When I looked closely to it, it was the cucumber, completely destroyed in there. And I freaked out. So first thing that I do is I remove all that stuff, and then keep observing, keep looking at the fish, see what the reaction is. All the fish are hiding, but they're not showing any sign of distress. I mean, they are hiding, right? That's a distress signal. But the one with the most problems was the copper band. That was the only one that I noticed. And then, okay, so I want to remind you, all this stuff happened in Thanksgiving. Okay, we were going to meet our family for the Thanksgiving dinner, and this happened on that day. Okay, so my wife is like you gotta change. We gotta get out of here. We're late, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. I go to the dinner, come back in the afternoon, like late, almost 9:30 at night, and I don't see my copper band. And when I look to this side, right there in the sand bed, I saw my coral beauty laying in the sand bed. That's when I know like shit is real. So I freaked out completely. And fortunately, I have water to do a water change because I always have in my watering system. I always keep water for emergencies, right? I have 50 gallons. So what I did is I removed almost 30 gallons and replaced those 30 gallons. And the lights were off. I didn't want to turn the lights on because I was like, the fish are like bad, freaking out completely. I did that 30-gallon water change, and I started looking with a flashlight. This right here from Polylab. It's pretty good. Okay, so I did the water change, removed the 30 gallons. Of course, took the coral beauty out. It was horrible. And then what I did is I increased the water flow in my carbon reactor. I increased it a little bit more so more water could pass through it. And I increased the flow in the protein skimmer as well. Okay? Also, I increased the flow on my algae scrubber. Went to bed, I couldn't sleep. Next morning, I woke up, and the first thing I woke up super early, man. I woke up like almost 5 in the morning, and I come down, I start looking for my fish, and I was worried about my copper band. Everybody else, after the water change, everybody else was like acting okay, but not the copper band. So I came down, and I was looking for the fish. Of course, the lights were off. So I just waited until the lights came on, like around 7:30. By that time, I did another water change, another 20 gallons. And the copper band, he was hiding on that rock section area right there. He wasn't looking good. So I was just hoping for the worst. I was like, he's not gonna make it. He made it through the night, but I was like, he's not gonna make it after. I seen that before, and when a fish like that starts like hiding and gasping really hard, it's like a matter of time before you see him dead. So I was like blaming myself, like the usual. I fed everybody ate. Of course, the copper band did not eat. And the next couple days, like 2 days after that, I started noticing that he was acting better, and he recovered, and now he's there swimming. That's my horror story for the year. I really blame myself for what happened, but it's something that I could not control. I never thought the cucumber will climb the glass like that. I will never in a million years will thought that was going to be possible. All right, guys, and before I leave, 2 more things that I have. If you see that tank right here, that's a quarantine tank. That's for the fish of the Red Sea. Those are all those fish came with the tank, so they are in quarantine. I'm treating them for internal parasites. Make sure they eat the stuff that I provide them. Observation mostly. And here it's my new toy. That is the control board for the Red Sea. I just made that up, so I'm very excited that I'm going to start playing with this. It's a very nice piece of equipment. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my stuff. I hope you like, and I hope you like that little story about the horror story with the sea cucumber. That was horrible. That was horrible. For some reason, when I lose a coral, it's very hard on me, because you spend the time that you put into the coral. But when you lose a fish, it's even worse, because all my fish, they have been with me for a few years now, and that coral beauty was with me for 7+ years. That I had that fish from when I start my reefing journey, really back in time. And he used to live in a small Red Sea 30 gallon, the one that comes with the round edges. and he moved from there to here, you know what I mean? And so he was with me for a very, very long time, and losing that fish is like, it's almost like losing a dog. I want to compare that. So it's hard, you know what I mean? So yeah, that happened. The new build series is going to be the Red Sea Reefer 350. I hope you guys come along and start seeing that stuff. I know it's going to be an epic series. I'm going to do a nice, super nice aquascape for that, because all the knowledge that I have from my 120 is going to be passed down to the 350. So I'm very excited about that. I want to see what I can do, you know what I mean? So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.